Requests and advices. In speaking skills, even if the student knows the sentence, still he has to put in a lot of effort to speak that. As we have discussed all the features of the speaking skills, he needs to gather a lot of confidence, and on top of that, he needs to put some intonation and word stress, especially when polite language is being used. For example, when we talk about polite language, we talk about advices or requests. When we make requests, we need to be very polite and we need to show that in our intonation. For example, if I want to make a request, I would say, "Please, can I have your attention?" Now, I am making a request to my students, but then I have to show it in my intonation that I am not ordering them for something, rather I am making a request. Similarly, if I am advising somebody, my intonation should show that I am advising that person and that I need to be very firm in my intonation so that my message is conveyed to the listener that I am very serious on that note. For that purpose, I have to bring in intonation for advices. For example, "It is better for you to work hard this year, otherwise you would have to face the consequences." So my intonation changes when I am giving an advice and when I am requesting. All these things, they make a lot of difference when it is spoken with the important features that it should be spoken with. You cannot make a request and expect that you can be very loud and impolite in your request and still that request would be heard. All these elements would be very important for the students to learn, because at the end of the life, they need to know about these important facts of life in order to become successful in their lives. Also, the teachers, they need to know that when they are advising the students, they should be advising the students with a lot of faith in what they are saying. It should not be really said in a manner which becomes confusing for the student. Sometimes it has been noticed that teachers advise students with a voice of confusion, and that does not really have an impact on the student to follow that. Also, sometimes it has been noticed that certain words, they create confusion while advising to the students, because there is no firm reflection of the word that is being used. So in order to give a piece of advice to someone, it is required that we use the proper words in order to remove any type of confusion. For example, sometimes our students ask us, "Have I done well in the exam?" And the answer from a teacher could be maybe. So this maybe actually causes a lot of confusion. So if the teacher has looked at the paper, she should say, "I have looked at your paper, but it does not seem to be very promising," if that is a true comment. So we need to be very true and honest with our students when we are advising them something. If we are not doing that, that means we are not helping them out. If we come to know as teachers that the student has done well in the exam, we do not need to hide those facts. We are very sure about it that the student has done well. So if our student asks us whether he has done well or not, we should really appreciate his effort to make him more confident and in future to encourage him to work harder than what he has done before. So all these words and sentences, they make a huge difference as an impact on the listener or on the student or on the learner to understand the meaning of the teacher. Along with this, the teachers need to make aware of these facts to the students also so that they use the proper language.